Okay guys, lesson 7.4. I thought we'd do a part 2 on the area of a regular polygon. Okay, so here we go. Area of a regular polygon. The hardest part of this unit, honestly, is getting the right formula. It is 1/2 apothem times perimeter. Did you decide apothem, apothem? I'm just curious. You'll have to let me know which way you're pronouncing it. Anyway, if you take a look at the shape, the only thing they gave us, this is a hexagon by the way, is that the side, each side is 22, because remember, 22 yards. Remember, with a regular polygon, all the sides are equal and also all the angles are equal. So let me go ahead and mark that really quick. So we can figure out the perimeter because we have one of the sides and we can multiply by 6 because a hexagon has 6, but we do not have the apothem. So let me remind you how the apothem works. All right, it is from the center perpendicular to a side. When you do that, it'll bisect this side, and now this is 11 yards and this is 11 yards. Okay? So you just take that 22 yards and divide by 2. This will be 11 and this will be 11. And then I'm going to draw in a right triangle, because that's the reason why we spent so much time on right triangles. Okay, here's your right triangle. Okay, so now as bad as I drew this, this angle over here is also bisected. Anytime you have that radius like that, it will bisect this angle. We need to figure out what this angle is. Well, no problem. There's a formula that we learned. The sum of the interior angles was take the number of sides minus 2 times 180 and then divide by how many sides there are. Well, since this is a hexagon, I'm going to plug in 6. 6 take away 2 is 4. 4 times 180 divide by 6 angles, and we'll get what each angle is on that polygon, on that hexagon. So here we go. 4 times 180, you get 720 divided by 6, and you get a whopping 120 degrees. All right, so all of these angles, just to remind you, are 120. So I'm going to go ahead and write them in there. Okay, just to show you. But what we really care about is this 120 right here. I know I didn't draw it that way, but it's always going to bisect it, so this angle is going to be 60 degrees right here, because 60 and 60 will make that whole corner there, that whole angle 120. All right, we still want the apothem, okay? So we're looking for this side. Remember, the apothem is from the center, all right, perpendicular to the edge. Hope you guys understand it. It smells like trig, doesn't it? Yeah, because you only have this 11 over here, and you have an angle, you don't have another side to the Pythagorean theorem. So we got to label, what is x in relation to 60? Well, look, that's the opposite. What's 11? That's the adjacent. So if you do opposite over adjacent, that's what we call tangent. Remember SOHCAHTOA? Okay? So I'm going to write tangent of that 60 degrees equals opposite x, my unknown, which is going to be my apothem, over the 11. And now it's calculator time. Make sure your calculator is in degree mode, okay? I'm going to get the tangent of 60. If you don't know how to put in degree mode, type in the type of calculator on Google and it will tell you, okay? The tangent of 60 degrees is 1.7321. 1.7321 over 1 equals x over 11. And I'm going to cross multiply. Remember, if 1 travels with x, you're multiplying, it's just x. And the other arrow is just 11 times 1.7321. Here comes our magic answer, 1.7321 times 11. And our missing value is 19.05. Okay? So 19.05, I know I'm running out of room over here, believe it or not, is this apothem. Okay? So you're going to come up here. Let me box this off for a second. Area equals 1/2 that apothem, 19.05, And then we got to multiply by the perimeter of this. Well, it's got 6 sides, 22 for each. So if I do 22 times 6, all right, we get our grand total. 22 times 6 is 132. Plug that baby in here, okay? Again, 1/2 apothem times the perimeter, which means you add up all the sides. Here we go, 0.5 times 19.05 times 132 for a grand total of 1257.3. Don't forget, come over here, yards, and then it's yards squared. Okay, talk to me about number 8. It's kind of interesting that this one problem really kind of does everything that we've been learning this 9 weeks. Okay, we got the, the polygon interior angle theorem, and then you have, the trigonometry that we're using. But the final answer, if you want to paint that gazebo right there, a different color, the floor of it, is 1257.3 yards squared. All right, I think we got time for one more. Hey, if you get a chance, I did my first couple of Zoom conference meetings today. So if you can join me, make sure you look at the checklist coming out to you on Mondays. It'll tell you dates and times. I'm trying to keep geometry on one and algebra 2 on the other. So just stick to those times that I posted. All right, I think we got time for one more. Let's try number 10. And guess what? It's still area of a regular polygon. So we got a triangle coming up, and I know they're saying that that's regular. Does anybody know another way of saying a regular triangle? Excellent. Yes, you could also say equilateral, because a regular polygon, all sides are congruent. Wait, what? Oh, you mean there's another? Yes, you could also say equally angular, because all 3 angles are equal. Very, very good. Okay? So, if you have a regular triangle, it is also equilateral and equal angular. All right, I've got the 9, so let's just do that really fast. That's easy. I can find the perimeter of that. 9 times 3 is 27, and I'll go ahead and write your formula up here. Area equals 1/2 apothem times perimeter. We already got the perimeter, that was easy. But I don't have the apothem, but I do have the 27 as the perimeter. Oh Lord, we're going to have to draw in again. Okay, so here we go. Let me get rid of some of this, it's a little easier to see. We're going to draw in a perpendicular line right here. All right, because that would be the apothem. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw in a radius. Okay, and here is your right triangle. So we need to figure out what these equal angles are. All right, so we got to go back and use that formula. Sum of the interior angles is n minus 2 times 180. All right. Well, actually, we already know this one. This is a triangle, right? Okay, so we don't got to work that hard. That's right. The sum of the 3 angles of a triangle, we already know that. It's 180. This is a triangle after all. Then you're going to divide by 3, so then each of them is going to be 60. Oh, sweet. So 60 goes here, degrees, 60 degrees goes here, but more importantly, the 60 is going to go here, but it's going to get bisected, so this is 30. Okay? The 9 centimeters also gets bisected, so the 9 centimeters, I got to divide it by 2, and that's going to make this 4.5 right here. All right, let me hit the brakes. It's late afternoon. I'm getting a little hyper here. Hopefully you know where I got the 30 from, because the angles of a triangle added to 180. It was equal angular, so 60, 60, and 60. It gets bisected, so that's 30. Take the 9, which is the side measurement, and cut it in half. And now it smells like trig. I need this side right here. Well, look, that's the opposite. 4.5 is the adjacent. What'd you say, Armani? Yes, that is tangent. So I'm going to write tangent of 30 degrees equals opposite, which we're calling A for apothem. That's your opposite, over adjacent, which is 4.5. Okay? Then all we got to do is type this baby in and cross multiply. So here we go. I'm going to do tangent of 30 degrees. I'm going to multiply by 4.5. And I'm going to get an answer of 2.6. So your missing number right here is 2.6. Take your 2.6 and plug it in here, and you are good to go. You guys know what to do here. This actually isn't too bad. So 0.5 times 2.6 times 27, and your area is 35.1. Put the 35.1, and then don't forget with area, it is centimeters in this case, centimeters squared. All right, look out for those Zoom meetings coming up. Please join them. They're not mandatory, but you might, be slightly entertained, hopefully. And as always, it is good to see you.